Greetings, family, and welcome to another episode of Wake Up Africa. My name is Dr. Mumbi. This is Errol. How you doing? How's everything going? I really do pray, family, that you are well in absolutely all your ways, and that you're moving into living life really on your own terms. Special shout out to everyone that supports us on Patreon and enables us to continue to bring you the awakening news, family. At this point, I really hope that you are just spiritually online. That's the most off. I really do hope, family, that you are spiritually online, because that's the only thing that is going to help you to navigate the tricky seasons and times that are upon us, especially if you are in Babylon, or if you're called to be a Moses of this generation, or to go into Babylon to awaken those of us who may still be asleep. I know the season of awakening is long gone, but the children will always have those who spark that, who put that spark in them. Stories for the days. Maybe if you want me to cover that, I can definitely do that. And the reason I say this, family, is I don't know if you saw the show I just recently did, where I was talking about how 1 in 5, but I was actually corrected. They said by the year 2100, 1 in 3 people of the world will be African, and it's awesome. Definitely go check out that show. And really, it's just a reincarnation season. When we see that we're increasing like that, it means that the gates that have held so many in perpetual soul return, in soul traps, are finally being opened by the way-chowers, the so-called chosen ones, who came to break out of a lot of these mental and psychic and sometimes spiritual prisons, family. But those are stories for other days, or stories you should check out on my secondary channel, Dr. Mumbi Spiritual Show. Make sure you're subscribed to both channels, family, for now, while we're here, And so just almost immediately, almost the day after we did that article, there's an article that came out of China where it talked about how China has boldly claimed it has a plan to mass produce. I can't even talk, family. This is crazy. Because when you see the patterns of how everything is just falling into place, it's crazy. So China boldly claims it has a plan to mass produce humanoid robots that can reshape the world within 2 years. Are they trying to, are we being paranoid at this point by thinking they may be trying to counteract the previous statistic I just gave you? But really, it's not about that, family. I would love to think that. But actually, these nations are in such a problem where they have such a massive aging population that needs to be taken care of, that has paid their pensions for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. There is now waiting for those pensions to come out. And a young population that is not willing to pay the heavy taxes, is not willing to live out that life, to now pay to support the elderly. And as capitalism moves in towards, insane capitalism and literally insanity, it's all about saving money. So, as the population ages, as the young people don't have children, who's going to be running all those factories that are in China? Because they're saying that they want to produce enough robots that it will cause a disruption to society the way smartphones did. Comparing a smartphone to a humanoid robot. And they say the type of humanoid robot that they would want to produce can carry like 50 kgs and can run up to 5 kilometers per hour. And they just want to produce this and literally put them, all over. But you know what? It's also important to note that Amazon is also testing agility robotics digit robot at an R&D in the divided states. So basically, family, because the world is a stage, and anything that is appearing in these major publications, although this is interesting because it appears in Business Insider Africa, but the way they do the publications is they'll have the African news and then they'll pull the certain stories that they want Africans to read and just throw it in that African magazine as well. So it's interesting that they're sharing this with the motherland. But, for me, for the person who shared this with me, thank you so much. You can always share interesting articles. We do not watch YouTube videos or any other videos, family. So only articles, Dr. Mumbi at drmumbishow.com. But for me, what I felt with this is, at least on the motherland, it will be majority humans. We'll still be dealing with, with these ones. And that is why those of us, the ancient ones, the spiritual and cosmic generals that have come in the physical are here. Because you know what? I mean, are they planning to send armies of robots to different African countries to police the natural resources? I won't go too deep into that, family. I'm just saying, learn to always think way beyond what they're telling you. Because Babylon has this much information, but they'll always just tell you like this, as much as you need to know. And they're working so hard to dumb down society so that a lot of people, it just goes over their heads. And before people know it, family, they're going to be in a prison planet situation, but not the chosen ones. And that's why I share this, to remind you, especially in this season and time, to be very careful of what you're taking in of Babylon, to be very aware of your expanding imagination and worldview and cosmic view, and all the downloads and spiritual initiations you're going through, to make that your priority. Because that is a world that I do not even see myself in, which means that that is a world that will not exist in my reality and many of the awakened ones' reality. And this is how we get the two worlds separating. Because the physical has always come from the mental. And Babylon clearly understands that. And they know that they have lost the favor of the mental because they've been fighting to this. I mean, that's a whole other story, family. But the mental is no longer, Babylon has killed the mental. And they're going to try and make it up in screens and all these, gadgets that they've put in you. It's not a beautiful world. It's terrible. But if they have entrapped enough souls and enough minds to think that that is a reality, then now that will proceed to be one of the hells on earth. But just know in your heart of hearts that the spiritual awakening that you are going through is very, very real, family. And it is very, very true. Keep fear at bay, because fear is false evidence appearing real. This matrix, family, is not our home. And when the time is right, I will see our home, which is a return to Eden. It has been prophesied. It is set in stone. It has been declared from the Most High. And nothing can change that. All of these things, AI, robots, this, that, those are just vanity, because we are moving beyond this. Because we've got this back. And that means that this can now be released. Thanks to everyone that supports us on Patreon and enables us to continue to bring you the awakening news for as long as we will feel called to. Definitely consider giving us a donation through PayPal, and we will give you a wonderful gift in the mail. Until next time, family. TUKO, PAMOJA.